Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's that time again. It's time for Ptah Shakur Speaks program. This is a weekly live call-in show. I'm going to give it a few moments to get all my technical things together. Got the TV screen on, got the lights on. I'm doing my little checklist here. I'm just going to share this on my other forms of social media. Hope you all had a wonderful week. Another wonderful week on this beautiful paradise planet that we're living on, as this ball of Earth rotates through this cosmic energy that we're in right now. So we're in for a treat, you all. Like I said, I'm just going to give it a few more moments. Everybody, make sure you get your popcorn ready. Get your organic drinks and things of that already ready. And if you need to, go ahead and grab a sheet of paper, back of an envelope, a do, crayon, whatever you have handy. I promise to go into some really, really deep information. So like I said, I'm going to begin in the moments, as they say in France. Boom, boom, boom. And if anybody has the wherewithal, there's going to be a call-in. The number is on the screen. You can feel free to go call in. If somebody want to call in, give me a little sound check. Make sure I can be heard. I don't know why that's not popping up on Facebook. Give it another moment. Must be a little bit of delay going on. So like I said, before I get into all the housekeeping, everything, I am Ptah Shakur. This is a weekly live call-in show going out to the WRCTV viewership, as well as waiting to actually put this on, on Facebook, as well as going to be put on YouTube as well. So if anybody's out there, I'm rolling kind of solo today, that wants to kind of give me a little thumbs up or something on the page, or even like a little call in to the number, like I said, 717-846-5067. I'm just going to remind everybody that coming up on Wednesday at 8 o'clock is the Hour Power segment with Peace Elohim and I will be doing weekly. It's a community based program, whereas individuals, we encourage certain businesses, if you want to promote yourself, get yourself out there, as well as we want to definitely I'm putting together a youth summit to bring 2 or 3 youth that are doing tremendous things in the community and give them their flowers. I believe in giving people flowers while they're alive. You see, I'm all prepared here. Got my laptop here, got my phone. This is a real serious operation we got going on. I see myself as the newscaster, expressing love, light, energy, and truth. This is freedom time. This is the time that was written about in all the scriptures and scrolls, as far as the return of the Mahdi, the Christ consciousness returning. This is the most exciting time to be alive. And if you're actually hearing the sound of my voice, it is a pleasure. Anyone who is alive at this particular time, I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, this, that, or the third, just to be alive and be incarnate on the planet at this particular time is truly honor, and we all need to take that and actually learn. Well, you don't have to. If you want to learn and ascend and gravitate to become a better version of yourself, then Ptah Shakur is your man. If not, that's fine. Accept it or leave it alone. But even if you don't want to leave it alone, go ahead and give a call in, and I can go into some of the reasonings behind some of the information I'm about to share. Don't know what's going on with this guy, but that's fine. We're going to rock and roll. Like I said, we're going to reach those that need to be reached with this. Like I said, I'm Ptah Shakur. Gotta get it on out of there. And I'm gonna do my little brief intro, kind of explains what I'm about, what it is that's going on. Excuse me for a moment. Take a quick phone call. Yes. Okay. Okay. No, thank you for that. I will see what I can do. If not, I know that I'm actually recording, so either way, it's gonna work. But thank you for sharing. All right, bye. That was my wonderful queen. She was chiming in and said that we're having a little technical difficulty. So those that will be watching this on YouTube, we're going to take a little quick 60-second little peeky peek. Make sure I clicked all the right buttons and things of that nature. All right. Looks like we're good. For whatever reason, I have difficulty streaming that on the Facebook portion. Let me check one final time. Then we're going to get started, y'all. I got some good stuff. Content for days. So go ahead and begin. Like I said, I am Ptah Shakur. I know my place in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am in the upper room. God is. God is. God is. I, Ptah Shakur, pledge to always look for the best in each and every circumstance and each and every one, including myself. I come from love. I am love. And I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the highest level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am free, I am free, I am free. Behold, I make all things new. So, I, Ptah Shakur, I am a role model. I am a youth advocate. I am a catalyst for change, Reiki teacher, entrepreneur, spiritual teacher, channel, and guide. I am a rebel here to uninstall cowardliness. I, Ptah Shakur, seek to shed light on the daily atrocities that are orchestrated by the elites who seek control of you and I, and their end game is near. I intend to promote nothing but knowledge, wisdom, understanding, love and light, education, and motivation for all those that are seeking to understand the current cosmic energies that is actually going through our bodies. It's going through everyone. It's going through this entire planet. It's affecting the entire solar system. And this is a truly remarkable time. I am a dangerous man to those that are the elites and those that are willfully participating in their own energetic enslavement. To all my listeners, I believe last time I was up to 60, no, excuse me, it was 72 subscribers there on YouTube. I love you all, appreciate you all. I just want to remind you, you are eternal beings with forever being a fraction of eternity. You are beautiful, love-like children of the Most High, the Divine Grid Programmer. To all my star seeds, to all my wanderers, to all my weirdos, to all my angelic souls, we are the new founding fathers of this reality that's coming in. And I'm asking every single last one of you that can hear the sound of my voice. A little Bill Clinton there, the sound of my voice. I'm asking every single last one of you all to make sure you tap into the unconditional love that it resides inside you. Only when you can do that, then I'm asking you to share a portion of that love with your reflections that are masquerading outside around you in the form of physical flesh called your fellow human beings. I, Ptah Shakur, will never kill myself. Very, very happy, loving being. I am a happily married man, family man, researcher, educator, and like I said, I'm a youth advocate. And I invite everybody who's listening to get tapped in, tuned up, turned on to this wonderful experience that I'm sharing with you. This is the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. I am the omnipresent, all-protecting, powerful, intelligent mind-body complex. I am invincible. I am the presence of divine harmony. I am the majestic power of pure love that transcends every human concept. I am limitless. I am limitless. I am the open door which no one can shut. I am the mighty presence of source and action. In short, I am your brother. Even shorter, I am you. So like I said, welcome in. This is Ptah Shakur Speaks program. It's 8:08. This is a hour-long program. If you feel free to go ahead and call in, but by all means, number is 717-846-5067. Unfortunately, I'm unable to. Let me check one more time. See if this thing is popping on Facebook. But either way, we're going to rock and roll. It's going to reach those that it needs to reach for sure, for sure. And so, like I said, if you're out there, if you're experiencing some of these symptoms, now I'm going to come off like a little bit of a physician now. If you're experiencing these symptoms, if you're experiencing, noticing repeating numbers, if you're experiencing ringing in your ears that may persist in one ear and may travel to the other, it may be a long, dull tone or a high-pitched tone, regardless of what it is. If you are also noticing a lot of deja vu, if you're also noticing that you have a proclivity to actually go out into the woods, into nature, and actually do things a little bit different from your normal day-to-day routine, you'll find yourself waking up to this tremendous cosmic energy that is actually unfolding. All those that are looking to participate in that unfolding and develop your best, truest self. So I, Ptah Shakur, I'm here to help out with that. I actually got a bit of information. A little what I want to go into is a little excerpt from a gentleman who put out this tremendous, powerful teaching in the form of literature, and it's now on you can actually see it on YouTube in the form of an audio book. which is called The Conversation with the Devil, Interview with the Devil, with an individual by the name of Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill's one of his most popular books was the Think and Grow Rich series, which was tremendously powerful. However, from just doing some research, I was truly amazed when I actually came across this information a couple years ago. Is I thought this information was the Think and Grow Rich. He wrote that about like 1920s and things of that nature, and then to find out that this particular portion, that book is called Interview with the Devil. I think on YouTube you can say The Conversation with the Devil. That's where I see it as. Um, Very, very timely information and understanding and do a little brief bit of research into this particular book. He wrote this immediately after the Think and Grow Rich. However, it was only authored or published in I believe it's in 1991, which is amazing. So some of the concept, if you're actually watching it, the verbiage and things, he speaks about the president at the time. I think it was, I don't know who the president was. However, if you take the ideas of what's being expressed and apply them to this particular time, you'll be shocked and amazed as far as the power packed jewels. So welcome, this is Ptah Shakur. Like I said, this is home of the high level conversation. If here's my disclaimer, warning. The information you hear may cause you to feel as though this is blasphemous. It may excite you, it may depress you, it may trigger you, it may cause a whole myriad of emotions and feelings. That's fine. This is the freedom time, and I am tasked with this opportunity to bring this light-giving knowledge with everyone. So feel free to call in a respectful way if you have any type of questions. My base, if you haven't seen the program before, my base is entirely scientific. I can't say entirely. It's based on science and peer-reviewed science and technologies that are actually prevalent today. I'm very, very much surprised of why it's not placed into the mass media, and therefore why it isn't replacing the information that is placed inside textbooks. Yes, I'm saying it right now. The textbooks need to be rewritten by the factual scientific information that is actually being present today. One of I mentioned is the double slit theory that actually proves that you that is actually listening to this broadcast, whether it be over your phone, and I know you're listening. Every week I get individuals that ask me different questions like, what was this? What was that? So if you're listening at home, just understand that, like I said, this is the most powerful time to be alive, and the fact that you have an interaction with things that's in that room right now. If you're in your, a lot of people in the workplace, you may be on the go. If you're in your car, that steering wheel, that dashboard. If you're at home, that couch, that TV, that refrigerator, everything that's in your cipher, in your sphere, you're having a relationship with. You're having a conversation with. And the double slip theory proves that. I'm not going to really go into that at this particular time. This is high level conversations, and we're going to get higher and higher and higher. I recommend everybody stay tuned to these particular programs. Rewatch them, go through them again. This is one-on-one level, and we're going to be stepping it up as this program goes. This is the very beginning. Starting off kind of humbly here. I got my little table set up. I plan on doing certain things, have a little smaller table, change the whole look up. That's the whole purpose of life, is to give it a nice little new flavor. There will be certain guests that's going to be on, is going to go into information dealing with, and this is the topics that Ptah Shakur go into. I go into ancient history. I go into metaphysics, go into meditation, breathology, crystals. I go into government conspiracy. Stay tuned for that. We're going to be going into quite a bit. It's kind of hard to speak about truth and not speak about those that have been doing a wonderful job in trying to hide that truth for you and I, and why they're trying to hide that information for you and I. So this is the home of high level conversation, home if you want to better yourself in the form of nutrition, education, inspiration, motivation, and real factual information. Like I said, that's my basis scientific. However, I also am a Reiki practitioner. So what that is, I have my wife and I have a practice in which we're able to apply these type of modalities to assist a person to revitalize your own healing energetical centers that exist deep inside of yourself. So that's me, Ptah Shakur. Shared a little bit about myself, show's purpose, shared a little bit about that as well. High level, you can feel free to call in, chime in. For those that are listening on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, share, like, so we can freak the YouTube algorithm and make sure this information gets out to those who need it. It is September 25th, 2023, and the time is real. If anybody who's been paying attention to the news, you understand that there's weather swings, earthquakes taking place, and if anybody wants to do a little record check on me, the validity of what it is that I share, go back to my January posting that I did before right when as the year came out. I shared certain ideas. Make sure you keep your eyes on the skies. Make sure you caught this before the Chinese air balloons and all that. It's only going to intensify. You're going to see more things of that nature. More UAPs. The government is actually going to be coming out and sharing a little bit more information about what you see above you. Also, to realize that the Earth is actually waking up. That's the reason why you see a lot of these different type of calamities going on. But understanding is that once we cross that threshold, we're moving into a whole new dimension. So this is a show to get your education up. If you're interested, if not, go ahead and turn the TV off. If you so, then let's kind of go in. So it's 8:16, so I got 45 more minutes, but I'm going to kind of go into the meat of what this particular program is for today, and that is revolving around that particular. Before I do that, let me share my little book reading for the week. Is As a Man Thinketh. This is a little small versions. Myself and a few other gentlemen a couple years back, we had what was called the Night of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I gathered up a few well-meaningful individuals in the community that have done wonderful things to promote youth engagement and enrichment programs. And so with that, I believe the mayor was actually at this particular event as well, the Night of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And so we went into a proper expression of how to properly treat your woman, which is the idea of the young men. And like I said, I'm a youth advocate, spent 7 years doing, beyond that actually, doing giving educational programs, bringing chivalry, etiquette classes and things of that nature, bringing opportunities. So what the hill that I die on besides the youth advocacy is to fully appreciate and respect the feminine energy. And so with that, it came the extraordinary gentleman ideas to teach these young men how to be gentlemen, even on a small level, as far as how to walk down the street and which proper way, and and have that mindset of opening up the doors and things of that nature. Just have a giving mindset. I know we're living in different times. I'm not trying to say that the feminine energy is less than. In fact, I'm a big, huge proponent to share that the feminine energy needs to increase until we have a balance in this world, so we won't have to experience some of the war and other type of calamities that are affecting us, as has taken place because we have devalued women in our society, and we have also devalued our youth. We're actually setting a horrible precedent that's taking place. But with this particular book, we actually gave these out to all of the participants. This is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Power packed information. Not gonna go into that right now, but that's a little I'm an avid reader. And just want to get that information out. But get into the meat of this thing, and this is some powerful stuff. There's quite a bit of information. I got people that come up to me and they say, Phil, what's some big brain information that I can get involved in to kind of kickstart? And I would mention one of the things is What the Bleep Do You Know? It was a DVD series. I believe it was a book as well. Came out in the 1990s and shared a hodgepodge different ideas dealing with quantum theory, dealing with how your physiology, how your body works. And this information isn't prevalent in any of the schools. So I recommend anybody check that out. As a Man Thinketh, so is he. What the Bleep Do You Know? And it kind of, my path has led me to a myriad of wonderful workshops and wonderful speakers and wonderful teachers that I've met on the way. Awakened masters is what I call them. And so here, this particular show is here to dispense some of that. So what we got today is this concept that Napoleon Hill presented as far as how to prevent from what they call drifting. Now, in this particular segment, if you go on the YouTube, in fact, you can get the book on Amazon. I believe it's like $10. This is amazing information. You can go on YouTube and you can watch it for yourself. Basically, the idea is that the power of your beingness is one of a divine nature. You can find hints and clues of it in all the different scriptures that share with you how to go inside, to seek the door, to seek the way inside is to how you seek outside. As above is below, as within is without. Some of the knowledge that is in the emerald tablets emerald tablets that actually speaks to that as well. So basically, the idea before I kind of go into is that you, that's at home that's listening right now, you have a definite connection to all that is and all that would ever be. That God energy is easily accessible by every single last one of us. We don't have to go to a place for it. We don't have to get a special rug. We don't have to take any type of special substances or weed or anything of that nature. It is something that is your God-given right that was given to you. Only problem is that once we were born and incarnate into this world, we didn't come with a manual. All we came around with is those who was in the care of us and actually developed us. And if you can notice, due to the repression of information, it definitely affects the parents' thinking. So certain information isn't passed on that can cause tremendous success and growth and development in that child if that parent had that information. And so even when I speak to the youth, I share with them, one of the first things I say is I apologize for my generation and the generation that preceded me, that we did a horrible job in actually providing opportunities for our youth to grow into the purpose that they incarnated down here for. And however the buck stops here, this is the time for this information to be represented. And all the youth that's out there, like if you can hear the sound of my voice, you are tremendously powerful. Most of the youth that are walking the face of the earth right now are some of the oldest souls that has ever been in existence that have reincarnated back to actually cause this tremendous change to come about. And so we have a lot of learning to do. If we really place a great ear to our youth, we can learn quite a bit from them. So basically, the premise is this: you have the absolute opportunity to control the reality in your life. If you're listening to this right now and you're having a horrible experience, you're having suffering, just understand that ego is the cause of all suffering. And just real briefly, what that ego is, meaning that when you are born into this world, you have an opponent that has stepped in. As soon as you took your first breath, an opponent that has actually been applied to you in your physical form. And it won't leave you until you leave the physical form. We have a lot of names for that individual. Some people call it the devil. Some people call it Satan, Beelzebub. There's a whole bunch of different names to kind of explain the idea of what that negative force represents that's in dealing with the human consciousness. And anybody that doubts me, I know if you ever want to challenge yourself, and this is one thing I share with everybody, if this information is falling upon deaf ears, I recommend doing something different with your life. For instance, one of the great things I think came about from COVID was that everyone, most people, self-included, was in a rut or in a mode where we were actually going in, our bodies was actually conducting most of our daily activities. Now our bodies, it's a system that our bodies actually have in order to keep us away from harm. If you imagine the prehistoric man or the original man, so to speak, when you hear certain things going on, your body kicks in motion and actually does what needs to take place in order to save your life. What do I mean by that? You hear a loud noise, your body consciousness is just like run. Your mind don't have time to ascertain what's taking place. Even if your body consciousness is so tremendous, you find so many people sleepwalking, sleep driving, be hundreds of miles from their house. Their body is physically doing stuff, but the mind is not giving it that input. Even as far as breathing, are you being breathed or are you breathing? We got to think about those certain things. So the system that is set up to actually enhance us, sometimes it is actually as a detriment to us. And so what that does is creates a constant back and forth motion in our thinking that actually keeps us from certain levels of success. So in order to shake that out, if you're at school and you're not one to participate in class, go ahead and raise that hand up. You'll find that your hand will start shaking before it reaches the ceiling there. That's your physical body trying to keep you comfortable and keep you in the same routine. And so you don't experience something that's harmful. I'm telling you, your comfort zone will be your disaster zone. You would die in your comfort zone. The only thing that's constant in this world is change and evolution. So we have to make sure that we're changing and evoluting to what it is that our purpose put us here on this planet. If not, then we're going to experience the ills of the world and ills of society. And I make this analogy. I was walking with my son. I had my hand on his back, and I said, "Go ahead and walk." And so then he stopped walking. I told him to stop walking. Stop his evoluting. Stop his going in motion and actually changing and moving in accordance to the purpose of life. And my hands, I've represented the universe. And in that, I constantly kept up and maintained the pressure. And as he maintained to try to push back, I pushed even harder. So that is an analogy of what's taking place in our day-to-day lives. If you are supposed to evolve and move on and groove on to another city and state, you're going to have some whispers to tell you in the most kindest, sweetest way for you to go ahead and move on and groove on. If we refuse to listen to that, then there comes a little bit of a harsher expression. And of course, we got names for all them, angels, demons, and things of that nature. But I'm telling you, they all play on the same team. This team of getting you to evolve to the point that you need to move on and groove on. So change something up. Switch something up. If you got that new tracksuit and those new sneakers and you thought you was going to go jogging, and as soon as you tie them off, you say, no, I think I'll do it tomorrow. What is that voice? What is that voice of self-imprisonment? That voice represents the negative, a.k.a. the devil, which is in relations to this book, which is called The Interview with the Devil, a.k.a. Interview with the Negative, that is keeping humans from a singular basis as well as a mass conscious basis, keeping us in shackles. And so this is a protection for those who, against those who drift, meaning those who are not solidified in their intentionality and being able to be aware of the cosmic presence and the power that exists inside yourself and be able to experience that through the law of attraction and manifestation. If this is not a great day for you, you may fall under one of these categories. So, number one, matter of fact, I'm just gonna buzz through them real quick, just so everybody can get a little bit in your ears, and I'm gonna kind of go back and go forth with it. So these are mental methods to ensure success during a cosmic shift. These are protections against those who against drifting. This is easily in the reach of every human being that has a normal body, sound mind. You don't got to be a genius to get this. These methods are simple and they've been used to bring about success. Number one, do your own thinking. Number two, be definite. Number three, understanding that the difference between failure and temporary defeats. Number four, useful service towards others and how that relates towards manifesting and putting some things in your pocket. Number five, recognizing your talents. Number six, reclaiming your time. Number seven, understanding that fear is a filler. Number eight, the understanding of prayer and praying and not begging is what is in accordance at this particular time. Number nine, master your life, or life will master you. And then last but not least, accept what you don't want. So I don't know if, like I said, I don't think this was going out. So this is going to be a real intimate conversation. I don't think people are going to be calling in, but definitely be calling in on Wednesday for the hour of power. So for number one, do your own thinking at all occasions. The fact that human beings are given complete control over nothing except for the power to think their own thoughts is laden with significance. What does that mean? Do your own thinking. I know certain news agencies cast themselves as fair and balanced. The only fair and balanced news ways of getting information, you're going to have to seek it and find it out yourself. Those who do not know, we are in a quagmire of a situation where 1% of the population owns 99% of the wealth, and they're looking to get 99.8 by the end of the year. They're really, really motivated. Hence, I'm really, really motivated in sharing this particular information. So there are a group of people that want to control the narrative and control the ideas of what's taking place. They don't want you to know that this is the most beautiful time for you to tap into yourself and get everything that you ever wanted out of life. Instead, what they do is they want you to actually keep on adding the portion of God consciousness that you have to help build heavens for them. Help build more Gucci belts, more Reeboks, more sneakers, and things of that nature. So, business as usual on that end. However, with this particular key or jewel that I'm dropping on you today is to imply and persuade you all, everyone, to do your own thinking at all occasions. What does that mean? I was blessed to be a part of a program, and that one of the main tenets of it was called mathematical thinking. Now, mathematical thinking is something it's not particularly dealing with numbers and decimals and fractions and things. It's this simple tenet, which is always check, never assume, be specific. It's a way of gathering facts to come to the absolute solution without putting your personality to it, not putting emotions to it, just looking at things from truly from an observative perspective can give us the clarity that is needed to really ascertain what's taking place. So do your own thinking. I don't think I really need to go up into that a little bit to the, like I said, always check, never assume, be specific. The information that I'm sharing with you right now, check me. I'm an open book. Go ahead and respond on, I got the comment link when I'm actually going to drop this as a premiere. I'm going to stay on the comment section. So if anybody want to kind of dialogue, I'll be open to do that. I'll probably be doing that around midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to be up for a little bit. So if anybody want to dialogue, jump on there. So question everything. Question everything that you've ever been taught. Because like I share with you that there are instances of things being found in the scientific realm that is really replacing what it is that you thought anyways. So now is a chance, and I believe this is in the scripture, it was talking about the renewing of your thinking. Now, some people are not going to go for that. They're comfortable in their thinking. That's fine. We understand that the change is the most unwanted thing in creation, and hence that's what we see taking place on a macroscopic level with this world. It's evident it's time to move off of forms of energy. It's evident it's time to change the way that our youth are being taught. It's evident that it's time to change the financial aspect, and it's evident it's time to change the political experiment that has been, whatever version of politics that we're living in right now, that needs to change as well. So please do your own thinking. It actually was shared, and we all know just multiple YouTube, Facebook posts that is being presented out as far as the television. Ooh, and I need to mention this. On October 4th, be wary. I'm actually going to be wary to my page on YouTube, Ptah Shakur. There's a lot of information that's coming about from October 4th. There's a FCC and there's a FEMA test that's going to be taking place on Wednesday, October 4th. I believe from 2 to 2:30. You might want to pay attention to that. Because believe it or not, like I said, this all may sound like a bunch of conspiracy kerfuffle. If you want to go ahead and trust everything that's being funneled to you in the form of your news, in the form of your social media, the ones that's got all those bots in it. When Elon Musk took over Twitter / whatever the heck it's called right now, which I ain't even going to repeat it, that he found out immediately when he was in conversation with trying to buy this company that it was just racked with bots. It wasn't even real individuals that's on there. Since Wesley went and bought it anyways. However, question things that you see definitely coming on YouTube. And if you need any assistance, hit me up, Ptah Shakur. I'll lead you on the right way with facts. Number 2, decide definitely what it is that you want from your life. Then create a plan for attaining it and be willing to sacrifice everything if necessary, rather than accept permanent defeat. So the quick thing off of that is decide definitely what you want from your mind. Like, the human mind is the most powerful thing in creation. Everything that you see that's in that room where you're in right now came as a result of a human mind. We are all great thinkers once we start thinking. So whoever this individual that created the technology of a laptop, that same genius lies inside of every single last one of us. So only while we actually focus our powers and our attention on exactly what it is that we want, we'll be surprised that we will get exactly what it is that we want. There's information that's all out throughout the internet. They talk about the secret, the law of attraction, how it is that you can get what it is that you want. Because believe it or not, your body is a Taurus field. You are a magnetic attractor to things in your life. If you have horrible things in your life, newsflash, you've been attracting that into your life. If you've been having positivity in your life, newsflash, you've been attracting that. I gave my disclaimer earlier, y'all. I'm not going to say it again. So the truth is in the pudding. So understand that wherever your focus goes, there hence goes your power. And even how that relates to on the metaphysical tip as far as with relaxation and meditation. If we was to close our eyes, and I actually done this with different youth and these different type of meditation ideas, is just close your eyes and just visualize a light just on the tip of your nose. Just that power, idea of utilizing your imagination That is tremendously powerful in this time. Matter of fact, I made mention on a few shows before about the Native Americans and how it is that they were able to create rain in the presence of individuals. It's been widely documented when the settlers first came over to this portion of land. The Native Americans demonstrated it quite a bit. The thing that was misinterpreted, and this is one thing that goes in history, and it actually goes into our history books, is just a certain perspective goes into the books, and then we all run with it as though it's fact. The perspective was this, is that they saw the Native Americans doing this, assumed that the Native Americans was praying to a god to bring this deluge or bring this much needed moisture for their crops. But instead, they didn't pray on a god. What they did instead was, while they were dancing in their particular area, I know this is a horrible rain dance, y'all. Don't make fun of me. They were visualizing rain all around them. Rain splashing up through their feet. They're visualizing the rain coming down on their head and coming down on their ears and coming down on their hands. Those definite visualizations or imaginations cause something tremendous as water coming. I'm not going to say my disclaimer again. I'm sharing this is actual facts, and this is information that is made for the time. So if you want something in your life, then know exactly what you want. I would have a different type of backgrounds for the youth when I was a youth education director, and so I will do my daily what we call a harambe. Harambe was nothing short but affirmations. And you say, I am a serious child with serious goals. My life is filled with positivity. I'm a worker. I know if I lay down with hogs, I come up with mud. I am powerful. These are certain segments where I actually implied to the youth on a daily basis. And I will be very much pleased, and in my old age, I can have some of them young individuals spout that back to me. And how the powerful thing of whenever you say I am, whatever you put behind that, you actually physically charge yourself. So I always say, I am beautiful, I am powerful, I am rich. If you got $20 in your pocket, if you say I am rich, the universe will respond to you. The universe don't know anything about future or past. It knows about right now. So hence, a lot of things that we've been getting in our lives is we've been getting more of what we don't want instead of we want. Make sure we focus on what you want. Number one, decide on what it is that you want. Then create a plan for it. There's a woman that's on YouTube. She created this method. It's called the SPEC method. It's called select it, project it, expect it, and collect it. Those 4 ideas. And she's won hundreds of lottos, different type of occurrences that seem to be miraculous. Miraculous or miracles or luck is just nothing but a scientific procedure that is very, very little understood. But this individual, she writes books about it. I'll say it again. It's called SPEC. SPEC. S is for selected. Whatever it is, just like the analogy that I'm sharing right now. Whatever you want to have in your mind, select it. Project it. How do you project it? A lot of people do things called vision boards. Make sure that whatever you see reflects back what it is that you want. If you want to get a good job or something, dress up a little bit. If you want to reach a certain frequency of money, make sure that you're handling yourself and speaking in a certain manner that is actually befitting for someone that is actually living that particular life. So these are ways that you can kind of project it. If you want to learn a particular language, have different have the casa, that's for house. The dura was hard. It was door. Porta. We used to do that for our children, right? Little names and put it. That's how you project it. What reflects you back is learning. Make sure that the area that's around you is conducive to that. So make sure you create that plan. Writing things down. I can't. In this particular age, I know pen and paper is something that's looked at like, ew. However, pen and paper and actually writing things down is using a science. It's called spelling. If you notice the relationship between spelling, how do you spell boat? B-O-A-T, and spelling, the ability to manifest actions or your desires, so to speak. These are all real concepts. Even Africa, about the voodoo. Most cultures, they have something, except for this modern day culture that's supposed to be so sophisticated and so wise, has completely just went over that and just completely just ignorant of it. So select it, pick what it is that you want, project it, make sure that you speak it to people, share people with your dreams. If you got 5 people in your life and you share your dreams to, if 1 or 2 of them ain't chuckling, you need to dream bigger. You need, or if all of them come against you and no one actually supports you, you need to find other success. Find your success team. Where you find the 5 people that you spend your most time around, that will show you your destiny. And if you look around, if you go through the list, there's Joe and Bob, and James and Freddie. If all 5 of those is losers, if all 5 of those is people that are unable to harness and bring in any type of happiness for themselves or others, and I'm not even talking about even the finances. I'm talking about as being a happy individual and living a very fruitful life full of love and high vibrations. If they're not, you need to find some more, or hence you're going to find yourself right down the toilet drain with them. So find what you want definitely out of your life and sacrifice everything. If you burn a bridge behind you and this is your success and that's failure, failure is not out, and I'm going to failure in a little bit. Success or non-success, shall I say, burn that bridge behind you. If you got to burn that bridge with people on it, you need to burn that bridge too. If you got people behind you, like I said, that's not for you, they just around you, their family, and you grew up with them since you was 2-3 years old, that's cool. If you actually want to answer the call of what your higher self has put for you to develop your purpose, because we live in some serious times, y'all. This is not a joke. Go ahead and you got to cut that off. They don't want to support you. Cut that on. Cut. The essence of it in my very beginning I was sharing is that I'm your brother. I'm you. Everybody outside you is a different reflection of you. Yeah, you got a problem with you? That's fine. You're going to see him again. It's reincarnation. Number 3, analyzing temporary defeat. No matter what the nature or cause, no matter what the nature or cause, you need to extract the seed of the equivalent of the advantage. Meaning if you go into life, you got a particular job that you want to go out for, you go in there and you got to find out, it's an interview phase. You got 4 or 5 people that you're interviewing against. It's just sitting in there and you're hearing that person go, and you go and you do your thing, you do your bestest that you can. However, you get that call, you get that email, unfortunately, we've found someone else for the position. Understand that there is something that happened in that whole experience that you can say, okay, I'm a better dad. Next time I'll go, this is the seed of prosperity that I got from that. Next time I might not wear my Jordans. I might want to find me some suitable shoes and things of that nature. I might want to change my language around and things of that nature. But understanding that success is so close to a lot of us in any of our endeavors. As soon as we get close to that, we have a temporary defeat and we shut it all down. I'm telling you that the universe right there, if you can hear the sound of my voice, you are a wonderful, powerful, interdimensional being. The words you speak go way farther than the echo that your ear can hear. You can actually speak and actually reach out into the ends of the universe and actually bring back what it is that you need to actually bring your life into a certain level. So make sure that you, when you're actually going to motion and you're putting your best in the situation, and if you don't cross that threshold, just know that there's some information you can use to help you get to that. Failure is a part of success. If you see like a ruler, you got it's 12 inches. Just imagine 12 different parts of failure would lead to a ruler of success. Now, people tell me all the time, they think this is an illusion, that failure is the opposite of a coin of success. And I say no, it's actually part of the same coin. The opposite of the coin of success is called conformity. It's when you feel as though you gotta fill in and do what someone else does, which hence is the reason why we lose our imagination in the get-go. We're 5 years old, we're using sticks as guns, and we're using this as a hand grenade. Imagination is running wild. Then we find ourselves, sitting in this room full of squares and full of 90-degree angles, and we're trying to change that internal spark of God that's inside of us and say, try to find where I'm supposed to be at in life. And if you're black, it's automatically shared you need to get to the back of the line. That's just what is being projected in this society. True story. And anybody that's black can tell you that they did this experiments with the little baby dolls. Get a black girl a black baby doll, she would cry. So this is just certain things that are embedded in the system to try to share with you where you need to go. And then you find out that you go and you got that degree and you got that job, and you got that wife, and then you got that dog and the picket fence, and you got your side piece, and you got everything that you looking around in this world is telling you what makes a man or makes a successful man, and then you reach the age of 30s and 40s and you realize that you haven't did a damn thing. I don't know if I can curse on here. Excuse me. I'm going to bleep that out. That you haven't did anything. So, understand that you would just went astray. So what do you do now when you're 50 years old, and you're 60 years old, and you're 70 years old? Are you going to keep that beer in your hand and keep tossing that back and keep thinking about the times that once was? Or you're going to realize that this is a beautiful time to be alive. If you're actually drawing breath right now, this is an opportunity for you to turn this thing around. Whenever you realize you're going down the wrong way, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat the car up. Just go ahead and put that thing in your reverse. I'm telling you that. Call upon your angels. Call upon the guys that exist. You may got plenty of gas in your tank, and you catch up sooner than you think. So make sure you're analyzing temporary defeat, and just realize that there always is a seed in that can help you grow and take it to another whole nother level. Number 4 is be willing to render useful service that's equivalent to the value of the thing that you demand out of life. What does that mean? Everybody wants a big house, big car. They want all type of Bentleys and things of that nature. That is prevalent and that is available. The important thing to realize is in order for your frequency to match that particular thing that you want, you gotta be in a happy vibe, y'all. You gotta have a smile on your face. Anybody can sit in the house and say, "Oh, I want a millionaire. I want this. I want a Bentley. I want a whole room full of Jordans." And then you say, "Hey, Ptah Shakur, that didn't happen. What happened?" You have to be in the right frequency. And what frequency is that? The frequency of being appreciative, being humble for what you got. Now, of course, we all want more. Life is about getting more. But being appreciative of what you got in relation to someone else that maybe they not even have a pair of shoes on their feet. So by using that surface and realizing that you have it better than someone else, make sure that you're giving your tips. All those that's working in the hospitality, working in the food industry, go ahead and hit them off with something. It opened up the doors in your mind. If you're actually looking at things through the mode of scarcity, that scarcity mindset is going to be prevalent in everything in your life. And you'll find that those monies that used to throw for you so easily, those checks that just happened, where did the check come out? Oh, I done found this money. Hey, oh man, I got a discount on this. You'll find that more of those different type of things start happening when you open your mind to the abundance. Abundance is my second favorite word. Enthusiasm and abundance is one of my favorite words. So if you just open your mind to the fact that there is unlimited, and I share this to youth, and I tell them, hey, this is York City, but there's a big old world. That's why I show them the particular screen. There's a projector screen showing them big, beautiful homes and yachts and cars, and I ask them to go ahead and visualize themselves in that room. What is the sound of the floor when they're walking across it? Is it a squeak? Is it what kind of shoes you got on? Is it carpet? What is the smell of the seawater? So tying our emotions into all of that, we'll be able to manifest those things even faster. So making sure that no matter how bad we are in our life, there's somebody that is in a worse situation than us. So when that opportunity comes about and somebody asks for that quarter or asks for that dollar, or you don't even have to be in the form of money. You see somebody that's coming through, hold that door for them. You see them on their phone. You could just let the door hit them and bring your phone out and go ahead and start pressing record and put it on WorldStar if you wanted to. But that's not the right thing to do. I'm not going to say right thing. That's not you wouldn't do that to yourself, so to speak. I'm removing the context of right and wrong from my vocabulary because I'm aware of the illusion of duality. However, make sure that we treat everybody as we would treat ourselves. That's the notion for it. So make sure you're applying useful service to others. Make sure you're always blessed is those who give. I think that's all in the scriptures as well. Number 5, recognize that your brain is a receiving set that can be attuned and receive communication from the universal storehouse of infinite intelligence to help you transmute your desires into the physical equivalent of whatever you want. Meaning that you are a antenna. And you can tap in and bring in quite a bit of information, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. I find this to be an interesting research. I'm a researcher, y'all. I'm a big time nerd. When I go home, this is what I'm doing. I'm feeding this brain here. I'm reading, I'm researching. I'm not into Desperate Housewives or whatever the heck is on. The idea of it is that you are actual antenna. Back in the days, they used to have those rabbit ears that used to go on top of TVs. My parents used to ask me to fix it. I would go walk past it. As soon as I walk past it, it just we have an electrical effect. Some we used to run around and have our socks and rubbing around on the carpet and touch somebody and shock them. You actually, like I said, a torus field. You bring in the energy and you actually send energy. Everything in creation has a north and south pole. Don't know if you knew this or not. We are aware of the South Pole, well, at least the North Pole. Some weird stuff going on with that South Pole. I'm going to talk about that another day. But even your physical body has a North and South Pole. Where is it at? Is it your head and your feet? Wrong answer. It's actually your hands. And if you have crystal bracelets, like you can come get your crystal bracelets here at Our Sons and Daughters down there in Central Market, the Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'm actually rocking my obsidian, tiger's eye, and hematite. Tiger's Eye and Obsidian are the great protectors, energy. And then Hematite is a great grounding. And I got my pink quartz on, which is good for love. Love for self, love for others, y'all. So I have it on my left hand. Getting back to what we're talking about. Left hand is your receiving hand. Everything is about energy. So you hear about negative. Negative means receiving. And then the positive hand, of course, is your right hand. So what I got on my right hand here, I got my, tighten this thing up here. This is my chakra bracelet. And it has the hematite line in all around it as well. So what we bring in with our left is receive, and what we give out is sending, which is positive and negative. It's all energy. We're not going to get into good or bad. Like I said, we're moving that concept, that fallacy and that illusion concept that has been placed into us, that has done a great job with dissuading people from the truth. There is no good. There is no bad. There is no... When I speak about the devil, I'm speaking as far as the negative, as far as bringing things back. But there's no man that's under the ground with a red fork waiting to stab you as soon as you pass to the other side. This is part of the great lies and fallacies that has been promoted to us. And if anyone has some questions, I can go into that a little more deeper. So recognize that your brain is a radio frequency. And there's quite a few people that actually channels, things called channeling, where you can actually download quite a bit. Oh, this is what I was telling you about genius. I find it very, very interesting. Individuals like Da Vinci, Benjamin Banneker, Nikola Tesla. You find these people would come with these great inventions. Like, wow, where did they come up with that great invention? Not just that. It come up with 10 to 12 just weird, interesting type. Let's just use Da Vinci as he's a painter. He is a painter who devised a way what's called mirror painting, which he would actually paint with a mirror, and which is unlocking different type of code. Study Da Vinci Code if you want to get into that. He also developed flying machines. He was studying the human anatomy and the human body. Like, how does this one individual access so much storehouse of divine knowledge? He wasn't different from you or I. He's not different from that little child that you see running up and down on your block, that you might be afraid to say something to because you might think he's going to do something to hurt you. These are little geniuses just running around, and what they're missing is guidance. What they're missing is you. Don't blame no one else, but blame yourself. Children are storehouses of information. So why is it that these people have this tremendous amount of knowledge? It's because the neurons in your brain, if they fire together, they wire together. So whatever thought process you do, whatever habits, which is called hypnotic rhythm, whatever habits you find yourself into, you'll find more and more of those abundance actually flowing to people who have actually accessed that particular point in your life. That is what speaks to the knowledge that I'm sharing, is that it's a receiver. It's so much like a radio. These are constant energies and knowledge that's being sent out every day, but it's all up to us to choose which station we on. We on 92Q, listening to trap music, or we actually listen to something that is feeding your mind. So I'm gonna briefly go through these real quick. I got about 5 minutes to go. So I'm actually gonna be doing a YouTube series and going in depth with each one of these more concisely. Number 6, recognize your greatest asset is time. Now, Except for your power of thought, is the only thing that you own outright is your time. What are you doing with your time, folks? At this great time that we're living, you using your time to better yourself? You take some of that stimmy money that you got and actually put it to a business where you can develop and actually have a business you can pass on to your children, or even something that you can do to express the love that you have that's inside yourself, whether it be painting, artwork, traveling, and things of that nature. What are you doing with your time? Are we stuck on Netflix marathons? Are we stuck into the world of illusion and entertainment, the world that they want you in? I say they. I'm talking about the elites. So make sure you are very aware of the time. Budget your time so that none of it is wasted. Recognize that the fear is a filler in which negative occupies the unused portions of your mind. It's only a state of mind where you can control by filling the space with faith in your ability to make your life provide you with whatever that you want. So recognize that this fear, if you have fear that's in your mind, it's taking up space. It's taking up space for you to manifest. So if you find yourself not being able to manifest, you need that space in your mind to make that connection with into the universe, to bring those two things. That's why the bad actors are doing a tremendous job with their fear-based agenda. So keep an eye out for another Omicron or Omicron or something else that's going to be popping up. Whether it be wars and rumors of wars, but I believe this all is in the scriptures, by the way. Whether it be these type of things that's promoted through our NBC Nightly News, this 30 segment that we watch, and they have to pick 7 or 8 news stories. There's thousands of news stories. A lot of them is positive. However, if you can control the narrative of those 7 or 8 news stories per day, you can create a particular environment which is racked with fear, making us easy to be controlled physically and spiritually. So please, recognize, get rid of that fear in your life. There's nothing to fear, and even the greatest fear, the fear of the devil and the hell and all that. Remind yourself, at what age were you racked with fear, and it was injected into your body, and it may came in one of your most favorite religious institutions to get that taste of fear inside of your blood. Number 8, when you pray, do not beg. Demand what you want and insist on getting exactly what it is. No substitute. This comes around with knowledge of self. And I don't think I got time to go into the laws or principles of creation. But if you go ahead to my page, I actually got a little go in depth with that. So even with that idea, is understanding that you are a magnetic attractor to what it is that you want in your life. And nothing or no one can stand in the way of that. No one is out there doling out little apple slices and doling out portions of money. You are responsible for what it is that you acquire in your life. If you want lack, keep thinking about lack and you'll get it. If you want abundance, then keep thinking about abundance. If you want beauty, you just thinking about beauty, and beauty will come. If you think about ugly, if you want to be concerned about the who got shot and what type of drama that's taking place in the hood, then it's going to be more drama and things that's going to be taking place in the hood. So everything that we focus on, we bring to us. There is no other way of going about it. Do not pray. Do not beg. Demand exactly what you want. And make sure you go on motion to get it as well. Number 9, we're going to finish out kind of fast, is recognize that life is a cruel taskmaster. Either you master life or life masters you. No one is coming for you. Now, like I said, there are certain things that angels and demons and things like that exist, but they have marching orders. It's all on us. We sit on our own bottom. So whatever we require out of life, he who sacrificed little achieves little. He who sacrifices adequate receives adequate. He who sacrifices much receives much. So just that understanding is that whatever you put in a life, you get out. That's the idea of reality. It's like a fishing reel. Whatever you put out, you get back. And if you get back, if you're experiencing some cruel stuff, understand on an energetical level, there may be something that has taken place before this previous lifetime in the form of karma that needs to be addressed. But understand that once that is addressed and understood, and that discordant energy, I actually have a friend of mine who's just racked with different experiences he experienced as a child. He was abused as a child. He was this as a child, and he's keeping himself in that mentality, and therefore he was receiving none of what the universe and what the world has to offer, all because he's hung up on that discordant thought. So work on your thinking. This is a mental time to get rid of that the shadows in our lives. Last but not least, got about 1 more minute to go. Remember that your dominating thoughts attract through a definite law of nature, which is by the most shortest and convenient route, their physical counterpart would be attracted to you. Be careful what your thoughts dwell on. I believe the Japanese had a saying that says, "Be careful what you wish for you might just get it." So just understand that whatever you focus on, and then you be focused on the conversations you have with others. Somebody else over here talking about horrible things going on in their day. This is separation time. Anybody who's been in my videos before, this is the 3D, 5D split. This is the time where it talks about in the scriptures. It's like one was taken, one was in the field, and one was, I don't know if I'm still on. One was in the field and one was taken away. You're only responsible for your own self. So lastly, remember your dominating thoughts attract. Make sure you keep your focus on what things that you do. One, like I said, this is Ptah Shakur. This is a weekly show. You're going to see this grow and develop. My purpose is to make sure I share as much light and love with anyone who is looking to better themselves. I consider myself one on the older spectrum of a star seed, and there's quite a few young star seeds that's out here that are waking up. And this information, I am not alone. Not in the every single day, more and more people are opening in their minds, and we are waking up. This is freedom time at its most optimum level. It's great, dreadful day of the Lord. It's great if you know what's taking place. It's dreadful if you don't. My job is to try to provide as much information and have you on that great side. So this is Ptah Shakur. Stay tuned on Wednesday from 8 to 9. It's going to be the Hour Power broadcast with Peace Elohim and I. Make sure you call in. That's more of an idea to kind of call in anyway. So just want to make sure I get this information out. So like I said, this is Ptah Shakur signing out. I'm asking every single last one of you all, do your bestest to find a portion of area, space, in this time space that you can feel completely vulnerable with. You can feel completely comfortable with. Go inside yourself. Do that work. Do that that meditation. Do that mindfulness. Close your eyes. Breathe in 4, hold for 4, breathe out 8. Master that body complex. Sometimes you gotta do it 10 times, y'all. In order for you to reach a certain level. 4, hold for 4, 8. By bringing in oxygen to your body, you are able to really kind of dissolve the influence that the body consciousness has, and you'll be able to see things a little bit more clearly. So find that heaven on earth. I promise you, you're going to get in contact with the God divine that's within. When you have that God divine that's within, I'm asking everybody to seek out and give a small portion of that. And let's create heaven here on earth and actually take this planet back the way it's supposed to be taken. This is Ptah Shakur. Until next time, love and light to you all.